crafty extra, I would say,
Yeah.
and diverting your eye. But no, that's good. I mean, that scene when she walks into her photo, it's Rose. You want to just focus on her. So having an extra move in the background would definitely pull your attention in the wrong
Yeah.
place. Dang it.
Yeah, and I think that was a bit stylized as well, like
Yeah.
that shot, like with the music and stuff. Here comes the girl, gonna smile for the photo.
I might buy
I
the
love it.
soundtrack on Mondo. They did a fancy special edition of it,
Yes.
vinyl. So I have a lot of pretend. I just got the Crawl. My wife got me the Crawl soundtrack. So
Oh, so
on vinyl,
cool.
yeah. So I have like cool John Carpenter and Edge of Tomorrow, and I love pretentious vinyl. I would love to have this soundtrack. It'd be good to write to, I think, and probably creep myself out.
Yeah. The scoring is great, and it's Elvis, his brother, did the scoring, and it was amazing. I mean, even like it's like I read someone also that said, and that's exactly how I felt. Like it's a lot of silence in the movie, but it's also not really silence. There's like these deep sounds. It's just enough to unsettle you. I thought it was very, very cool. And also, we haven't talked about it, just a little fun tidbit. It's like Bramford, where the town is, where the convent is at. That's also the apartment building in Rosemary's Baby, another possession movie, which is pretty cool.
Gosh, I didn't even get that. That's amazing.
Oh, really? Yeah, I thought also that was pretty cool. Like, I don't know if he did that deliberately, but I'm guessing he did, because Rosemary's Baby, possession movie, Bramford. Yeah.
When you make your first horror movie, I want you to add in the most obvious things on the planet. And then people go like, oh, I really like that reference. You're like, what? Like, yeah, that was in The Exorcist. What is that?
What?
Wait, I loved how you called the restaurant Amity Island. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Jaws. Wait, what? I have about 40 of them in there and just be like, oh, gosh, I don't get it. What's everyone laughing?
I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
This mess. All right, so I guess one more thing I want to talk about, the song that she sings with the piano. Like, what is it? The lamb and the lion, the tree is sown. She wore her hair around her neck, where the lower things crept. Before I was born, her husband kept sea of white roses into and then something about into the black night. Like, it's a very haunting song for a freshman to be singing. But
it's a very eerie song. I mean, I guess it's like it's very folklore-ish, because it is. Folklore songs are creepy like that. But yeah, if you listen to the lyrics, it's like, wait, what's that now? Like, it's a bit dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, some good foreshadowing there, I guess.
Where the lower things crept. Like, that's pretty, I don't know. Oh, yeah, well, Elvis Perkins wrote that in the Garden lyrics. Oh.
Yes, Elvis did. Yeah, and I think it's so because, by that time, she knew her parents were dead. Nobody else did or like wanted to give it the time of day or whatever. And she had to go do this piano recital. The headmaster who she wanted to be there at least to hear her wasn't. So she's singing this song. And I think it's also like, maybe a bit of a summoning the devil,
Oh.
with that song. Mm-hmm.
Because like the overgrown weeds and flowers swallowed them both, where they moved with their marker. To them now they're ghosts in the black night.
Ah! Come, Satan.
Yeah, come to me. No, but thank you so much for joining me. And this is just I don't care. This is a very good movie, and I think that some people were very reductive towards it, and I don't think it should. It's too good to have such kind of thoughtless reviews, I think. And so I'm glad that we talked about it, and hopefully people enjoy this as well.
Yeah, hopefully. And also shout out to people who actually do see the value in it. I've seen especially this year, some people have started seeing this movie and giving it the recognition it should. I've seen it go onto lists, top 10 of the best horror movies of the last 10 years. So that's pretty cool to see because I think this is definitely an underrated movie. And also, the way it came out, because, he did this one first, and then with the release dates and stuff, things were weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then The Pretty Thing was released before Blackcoat. So, maybe that also had something to do with it. I don't know. But, sometimes it takes people a while to see something for what it is and or get it or whatever. I don't know. I mean, like you Americans with your election and stuff. Well done, you guys. It took you
Now watch
4 to 6
Blackcoat's
years.
Daughter.
Now watch Blackcoat's Daughter.
Do that.
Yeah, I know. It's a brilliant movie. I don't think it'll ever get old. Quite the opposite. I think it's just, it's going to remain one of the top ones because it's just brilliant. And I'm looking forward to see what Oz does. He's a very interesting guy. I think he did really well. Thanks for having me, Mark. This was fun.
Yeah, and I gotta say, so I was just thinking about it. It's like the horror films I've been thinking the most about are like The Blackcoat's Daughter, Climax, which isn't exactly a horror film, but that's what people label it as. So I'm just gonna lump it in there.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's insane. I have to. Oh my gosh, it's bonkers. And then House that Jack Built was definitely really interesting for me. But then I don't know, I like Crawl, so I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say Blackcoat's Daughter, Climax, and Crawl. Those are the movies I've been thinking about a lot. It's so good.
No, Blackcoat for me as well. Blackcoat definitely for me. And yeah, one that I saw that came out this year quite recently, but I also can't stop thinking of that movie. It's The Rental. That was really good for me. Yeah. And I can't stop thinking about how Franco did that. That was actually, I don't know, there's something about that movie, not the whole like Airbnb murder thing, but just the way he did it with like, you know, these relationships. It almost felt a bit like The Invitation, the first part of the movie. And then the second part felt like Halloween, like Jason territory, like, you know, that slasher. I just loved how, you know, that's because I must say I'm a sucker for a movie that feels like 2 parts. I told you this when we did the Candyman episode as well. Like it felt like this 2-part movie where the first half feels like a different like genre almost or subgenre, and then the second one switches it to something completely different. Yeah, I'd say Blackcoats and The Rental. And Train to Busan. I mean, yeah, I'm always thinking about that movie. That was so good.
Which one?
Train to Busan.
Oh yeah, that one's so good. Yeah. I want to fist fight zombies in a train.
That's a very eeny space. Like
that dude, I forget his name, but he is such a badass in that movie, steamrolling people. Oh, well, and also going down on an escalator and having zombies run up at you. Oh, it's like the worst thing on the planet. Just death. Yeah. Death. Immediate death. But no, we'll anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
No. You can just follow me on Twitter. Right, Zanandi on Twitter.
I'll include that in the
at the bottom.
There it is, at the breakdown of the bottom of the thing. Actually, I'll just say Mark and Zanandi, and I'll put the Twitter thing in there so people can find it. But well, thank you for joining me.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for Zanandi, both. Oh gosh, just a second. For the, I don't. All right, here we go. All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for sorry.
I'll say it.
No,
I'll say my own name.
All right, okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, you can. That's fine. All right. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer,
and for me, Zanandi Buertes.
This is Movies, Films, and Flicks. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Crap. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.